Hi everyone, we are group 102 and today we're going to have a discussion about circular economy. My name is Caro and I represent the role of the economy analyst, and my role is to focus on economic impacts, costs, benefits and business opportunities.
So, hello everyone. My name is Alessandro, and I'm the consumer advocate, and I'm here to look forward to present the customers of the products. And yeah, that's it. I will give the word to Jimena, so you can introduce yourself.
Okay, hi, my name is Jimena. I'm from Colombia. I'm the industrial representative that I take care of the business and factories.
Hello everyone, my name is Leonardo Cerda. As a government representative, my role is advancing the circular economy is both strategic and essential. We are not just regulators, we are enablers of change. The linear take, make, dispose model is unsustainable. It's our responsibility the shift policies that incentive reuse, recycling, and sustain production.
Perfect. Since we all introduced ourselves, I would just say, let's talk about some facts. And my question is, what do you guys think about costs when you think about circular economy? Because in my opinion, that's a economic advantage since you can save material, energy, and waste management, which comes to the point that you save costs.
Yeah, thank you, Caroline. For me, it's very important that we have low prices, but on the other hand, we've got sustainable products because many of the consumers want more sustainable products, but as well, they don't want to have very high prices. So, yeah, circular economy is yeah, a good topic, but we have to talk about the prices, etc., with the companies so that the customers will buy anything. Maybe Jimena, what's your opinion on that?
Okay, as a representative of business and factory, I want to highlight both of the opportunities and changes the circular economy brings to industry. On the positive side, shifting to circular models can reduce long-term costs, so reduce recycling, and more efficient resources management. For example, companies can lower their dependence on raw materials and create new markets by designing products that last longer or can be refurbished. However, the transition is not simple. Reducing supply chains, adapting manufacturing process, and investment in new technologies can be expensive, especially for small and medium-sized enterprises. It is also true that technology evolves rapidly, and keeping up with these changes requires ongoing investment and training. Not every company has the resources to do this quickly. So, Leonardo, what do you think about it?
Give me a second, please.
Or maybe
Well,
Carol?
to overcome the time, I
Yeah.
actually would like to intervene. So you talked about the resources, and I think that's a very, very good point, because in my opinion, you can maximize the value of resources by reusing material or recycling material. I don't know if you guys know the company Patagonia. That's
Yes.
a clothing brand, and they use their recycled material for the cloth production. So I think that's a very good point that you mentioned, how good and how important the value of resources are managed by the circular economy. So now, Leonardo, you can go on.
Okay, give me a second. I think that the economy circularity is essential for the low cost in the final products and the goods um, the goods that's the people the people give, o sea, gets getting in in the market.
I have a few more questions about the governmental side of the circular economy because, as Jimena said, there are problems with smaller companies that cannot afford to change to a circular economy from a linear economy. So, are there any governmental supports to support smaller companies, or yeah, how will you manage that? Maybe Leonardo. Will you support the smaller companies or no? Yeah, that's my question for you.
Yes, yes, here in Chile it is done like this. There is Corfo that does the
Yeah,
and gives money to the committed companies, and the small companies can 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 grow with the good practice.
yeah. Okay, thank you, thank you. That's a very good part.
Yeah, I want to add something. I think that support like government incentives, collaboration with customers, and predecessor regulation, industries can adapt and even thrive in the circular economy because it's not just like a cost, it's also an opportunity for innovation and
Yes.
long-term profitability.
Yeah, I totally agree with you because I think like this whole stuff creates new businesses. Um, there are new business opportunities, and especially in the sectors of recycling, you can not only create new businesses, but like get new jobs for people, which is always great. But we like talked about the companies itself, but I feel like the customers are another problem because with recycling, most of the time the prices go up. So, Alessandro, how do you think we could like activate more people, or you could activate more people to buy like refurbished stuff, or do you have anything in mind there?
Yeah, I think it's very important to show the people that the circular economy is very sustainable and it's more for our future because the new generation wants more sustainable products and they are willing to pay a little bit more, but for sustainable products. But the older generation won't pay that, so I think we have to, yeah, focus more on the younger people. Do you think it's possible to just focus on ads for younger people via social media, or how do you think you can make it? Yeah, you can make the circular economy public and big for the new generation.
Well, I think you can't just say, okay, we are only doing stuff on social media and like
Yeah.
only focusing on the young people. I don't think that's right, because only because more young people seem to like want to or care about the environment, it does not mean that there are no older people who care about it.
Yeah.
And well, I I think it's just like you have to find the right way and the right, to just get everything started. And I think, as I said, with Patagonia and there are some other brands
Yeah.
who start doing that, but I think it's pretty, it's not too hard, but on the same hand, it's pretty hard to get that into the society, which is totally normal with every new stuff. So that's actually something I would like to ask Jimena. What do you think are like the main challenges for this transition, like in the whole industrial stuff?
Okay, I think one major challenge is realizing production process to minimize waste, and maximize resource, which often requires significant upfront investment. Additionally, there is resistance to change, both culturally and operationally, especially in industries with well-established linear supply chains. Lack supportive policies, technological limitations, and the need for customer education also put important obstacles.
From Germany and other parts of Europe, you can introduce a deposit system like um, yeah, for glass or anything.
Mhm. I
So
know what
you,
you mean.
so the customers pay at first a little bit more for the product, but if they give it back so that the company can recycle it, they will get back the money. So it won't cost more for the customer if they give it back. But yeah, for the customers, it's very important that there are many stations to give back. The things to recycle it. Maybe you can do it from a governmental side so that it's
Yes.
yeah.
Well, I would
Cuts.
have other question to you, which is more or less similar, but maybe that's a little bit easier. Um, do you, Leonardo, think that we need laws to ensure the reuse of material? Do you think it's necessary, or do you think that's nothing that the government should decide?
I think that this is more necessary than we think, because the goods and materials and service um, give too much too much um, too much pollution for the community, and the materials are are produced and built for industries that compromise with the community in in this in this aspect. And yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
great point. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Leonardo.
We like talked a lot about positive stuff, but do you guys also have negative stuff? Because, well, as I think we shortly talked about this, it's pretty hard to like get consumers shifting to something else.
Yeah.
So, do you have other stuff, other negative stuff?
Yeah, as I already said, um, it's a problem with the generations. So yeah, the new generation is more open for it, and the older generations aren't that open. So I think there's a problem in yeah adding or just changing from linear economy to circular economy because of the generations. And a second negative point, as we already talked about, is the price, because somebody has to pay the price. If it's the government, the company, or the customer, any side has to pay the price. And there we have to think about it. Where do we get that money from? If it's the governmental side, will they have to take more taxes? And yeah, I think that's a very big negative point. Maybe Jimena, what do you think about it?
No.
Yeah, agree with you. I also think like people will be sick for the pollution. I think we should create green sales, like in the products, eco labels, environmental stamps, or sustainability seals, to keep the people like don't worry about a product in the market, because I know that it has environmental stamps as sustainability, and yes.
Yeah, I get
Perfect.
that point. I get that
Yeah.
point, yes.
And I think that's some sort of good idea as well.
Point about the globalization. So, yeah, that's a point why many people aren't willing to pay more because of the globalization. Everything is cheaper, so maybe you have to yeah globalize the whole circular economy to keep the prices low. If you have recycling all over the world, then everybody has, yeah, a little part of the price to pay, but not only one country has to pay the whole price of recycling. So I think it's a global thing to implement the circular economy. Maybe Caroline, what do you think about that? To
It's
think
yeah,
globally.
definitely. I totally agree with you on that. I just I think there's a high complexity to
So
bring this into the
third
people
world countries.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
and especially like in the clothes industry, it's hard to accept the higher price. And I think not all markets are ready to like
Sure.
find the way into the circular economy. And I also think that some like countries are not ready to go there, because you need the resources to actually do this. You need the place to do this, and you need the money to do this. And I think there are many countries that are highly involved in our like consume, but they're
Yeah.
not, they can't join the circular economy because they just can't, because of the money,
Yeah.
for example.
Yes.
That's in my opinion something important to say.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's what I already thought about. I also wanted to say that on the consumer side, it would be positive to do changes, slowly and part for part, so that you first start not with everything, because as you already said, clothes are something you can't change from today to tomorrow. So you can
Yes,
start maybe for food articles or for just for the coffee, so you you get
the
anything to give
reusable
back to recycle,
yeah.
reusable products there. Or if you if you add anything, Jimena, you raised your hand.
Yeah, I think factories should inspire people worldwide to choose second-hand fashion and support initiatives that collect unwanted clothes to give them a second life.
Yes.
Yes,
I think
like
it's a
yeah, I
better
have
option.
another question for you actually. um how do you think businesses can like ensure that they stay in a positive range with their money, like that they still make profit out of their stuff, because we all know recycling is pretty expensive. And do you think there are any cost saving opportunities?
Yeah, I think that profitability can be achieved to reducing material and cost of recycling, and I say like profitability can be achieved to reducing material costs of recycling and reducing resources, creating new revenue streams from refurbished products or service like leasing, and achieving brand value so sustainable practice. Moreover, companies can gain competitive advantage by anticipating regulatory change and aligning with growing customer demand of economic-friendly products.
It's absolutely the true, and I totally agree with you. Like, yeah. Guys, do you have anything to add? Otherwise, I would just. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I want
No.
to do like a conclusion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Then you
That
can do that.
we recognize that the circular economy is not only responsible to respond to environmental changes, but also a strategic opportunity to innovate, optimize resources, and generate sustainable value. By transforming waste into income, expanding product life cycles and industries can be reduced costs, complete environmental regulation, and enhance their competitiveness. Embracing this model is not a burden, but an investment and realize future economic growth and sustainable alternative.
Perfect. Thank you all
Yes.
so much for listening and for
Yes.
participating. So, yeah, I guess that's it, right?